the chiefs have been leading us before slave trade.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not this current chiefs, but the chiefs are the ones who sold us in the first place.
Okay, but
slave trade started because our chiefs wanted mirrors, wanted alcohol, wanted gunpowder.
I think, lately Ghana has been seeing a lot of culture display and some culture unity and all. On Sunday, on 9th June, the Ga Mantse invited Otumfuo over where he held a derby in his honor. And it was just beautiful. We saw footages of the Otumfuo paying homage to the Ga Mantse and Ga Mantse paying homage to Otumfuo. I mean, people were discussing why is it that
netizens wanted to create controversy that did not exist.
Yes, but we'll trash that. And if you look at the things they are doing, like Halo Konfuanoche, and even on that day, Otumfuo donated 500,000 Ghana cedis to the Ghana Education Fund. And all you look at all these things, you see leadership qualities. You see these are people who are interested in leadership. Or maybe we should,
they are leaders.
So maybe we should move from the central governance system,
the democracy,
to a chieftaincy, governance system. What do you think? I mean, I have different opinion, but I want to know yours. And
you're just trying to poke me. I think they've always been there. Leadership has always been with the chiefs before democracy came. The chiefs are not the right solutions, unfortunately. Yes, they are doing a lot of good things for our society. The Hill of Confoundation project like this, at least we are reviving the cat, right? Even though it's not Otumfuo's duty to raise funds for that. Government has been collecting money every single day towards that, but they are not doing it, right? So he as a leader has found a solution that, wait a minute. I can actually use my power and influence to solve a solution that my community is going through. Just like what the Ga Mantse is doing. Using his power and influence to solve a problem within his community. That is what the chiefs are there to do.
Right.
The chiefs have been leading us before slave trade.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not this current chiefs, but the chiefs are the ones who sold us in the first place.
Okay, but
slave trade started because our chiefs wanted mirrors, wanted alcohol, wanted gunpowder.
I think, if you think about that in today's time, you'll be like, how?
No, like seriously, like mirror, like what the why
like how?
Your partner is there telling you are beautiful. Why do you need a mirror? What do you need a mirror for? But yeah, they did.
Right.
So of course, education has come. Today's chiefs are not doing the same, but they are doing it indirectly, especially in the Ashanti western side of Ghana, where the Galamsey is like rampant in their region. Chiefs are in charge of those lands.
Yeah.
And where is Galamsey like the highest? In the chiefs region. So saying that, yes, they are doing some good things. We are seeing some leadership pop up, and just a few of them. Majority of the small ones who the power would shift to if we should go back into the old regime will sell us back into slavery.
They'll sell land to you and sell it to someone else again.
Exactly.
And then,
which happens a lot. I'm sure lots of our followers can attest to that.
Yeah. But on a more serious note, look, I feel that Ghana's best leadership trajectory, or the type of leadership we should go for, should be some form of monarchy or chieftaincy based, because we are those type of people. So some scholars in the past have tried to define what type of leadership would work for the African, and they feel that drawing from our past, where we had the chief system or the chieftaincy system, would be the perfect way. Maybe blend it with modern, some modern tenets of democracy or governance, to put some checks and balances and all, and it to be perfect. Now, what are some of the positive things people think a chieftaincy type of governance will give us? One, continuity. So chiefs ascend thrones due to divine authority, right? Because they are from a family or whatever.
But even that,
bloodline.
That's one.
Bloodline.
They stay on for a number of years.
Yeah, so they die.
Now maybe ascending a throne through bad bloodline is questionable. Well, it's still in England, so well.
It's still questioning. Even they are questioning it.
So, but the continuity part. How many times haven't we complained that perhaps maybe the short-termism of how we think about leadership is the problem? Like you have a government for 4 years. If it's like it goes for 8 years. In 8 years, in terms of the development trajectory, it's not long enough. So when a person becomes a president or forms a government, they are thinking about what they'll do that will guarantee them the next election. So instead of thinking long term, they are thinking of short fixes and all of that. Till now, we cannot get a national development plan because nobody is thinking beyond 8 years. You can't afford to do that. But a chief type of governance who knows that he's there for a lifetime unless he's destooled, we think about the longevity of it. Of course, it has its negative side. It means that if you get a crazy chief, you have him for life. but that's it. The second one is communalism. So the chief thinks that his divine privilege comes with divine responsibility to his people. He feels more connected to these people. Something that a president might not feel. When you have a chieftaincy type of the divine connection is these are my people and I'm supposed to be doing things that really helps them and progresses their lives, and it's much more closer than what a president will have.
What's happening? Because if the chief knows that they have a divine responsibility, why is Ga Mantse so rampant in the regions where
those are the other things. Of course, greed creeps into everything. The same way that they sold us for mirrors gunpowder, and schnapps. Snap.
It's alcohol.
No, snap.
Snap is the lowest of it.
Yes. So it's the same tendencies again. So maybe what corrects that is when we empower their check system, the checks and balances, which is the elders, a council of elders they will have, and then
like recently where some of them were destooled because they are selling lands to people who are not supposed to. I think that was a good check.
Yes,
more of that.
Yes, and then there's a sense of culture in the sense of this is the type of people we are. It's easier to say that we are Ghana, this is our reality, this is who we are, and this is how we do things. I think in the development conversation, that's one thing we've missed. The culture of Ghana, our culture as a people is eroding so fast that we are the fastest to copy trends. We are the fastest. I always say Ghana is like low budget Britain or low budget US. We haven't woken up to our reality to say that this is where we are. We are like we are a poor country, and we can't be building cathedrals. That is exactly low budget France, because you feel that you should have cathedrals just like France and Italy had. You can't afford a cathedral if only you can wake up.
To run free SHS properly. How are you thinking of a cathedral?
So they are able to give us that reality check as to who we are. Another reason why China, the Asian countries are developing quickly, they haven't lost the culture. Adopting even for India, adopting English as an official language they operate in is very difficult for them. They were colonized by the British, but they want to use Hindi for everything. So you can't lose who you are in the development conversation. And people like chiefs, for example, can do that for us. And then there are the traditional beliefs, right, which are much more powerful than the traditional repercussions of corruption and all of those things, whether they are true or not. The fact that they believe it, much stronger than what Ghana Constitution can do to you.
I personally think that it's been eroded, like the traditional beliefs part. It's been eroded like so much, because someone recently put, the last time Ga Mantse came out, someone was like, well, we claim we're a country, or we are a community that believes in river gods. So the river god sits there and people are muddying the water, and the river god doesn't do anything.
No, it's relocated. Because why should I be here and be serving people who don't have sense?
They relocated
Yeah, Canada and greener pastures.
For me, I'm tempted to agree with you that the monarch system would work, but again, you look at it, you realize that it is a person that would occupy that office. How are we as a people, you know? And it goes to show how even we govern. Now, these chiefs, even in their communities and all of that, how are they accountable to their subjects?
They are accountable to their subjects.
They are supposed
That's why I
to
keep
be.
telling you that the Council of Elders are quite strong.
Right.
You can be distilled. Like, they are laid down rules.
Most of them should, especially in the Galamsey state.
Now, granted that, even in spite of all this, we are still seeing our water bodies being destroyed.
Yep.
We are seeing our forest reserves being destroyed. And these are custodians
but the chiefs,
of
the chiefs that sell the land to these people, you can only blame the chiefs that sell the land, actively sell the land. But for chiefs who do not sell the land, one of their biggest problem is enforcement of the mining laws. And it's not the chiefs who do it. How many times haven't you heard chiefs on radio news saying that I am not the police?
Right.
You have taken all the power from me.
Exactly.
And you have given it to a central government who runs the police, the military, and all of that. And there's connivance between these people, the forestry commission people, sometimes the military and all of that.
Every time you go on a tangent that they are not in charge of the police.
Yeah, but we've actively taken those powers from them.
So are you saying that they do not have influence in where
the influence is
at all?
Who gives out the land for that? Now, if that land has been given to a family, and the family was living, and people have cleared their cocoa farms. He's there and he's jubilating, and he has cleared the kubudos or the cocoa and given it to a Chinese to do galamsey. How is that the chief's issue?
Government can never stop galamsey in this Ghana at all. Nobody can stop me to stop cutting my own cocoa tree. You plant it for me?
No, but the chief has influence over that family. So shouldn't that family be worried that in doing that,
it comes with consequences?
What the chief can do? Yes, what the chief can do? The chief cannot punish legally, how do you call it? Enforce the law. He's not. That is not his.
So we are saying most of their powers have been stripped because of the whole central political system we have.
Chiefs over and over again bemoan that the powers have been taken away from us. So the central government that now has those powers should do the work. And yes, they can educate, they can draw attention, they can call in the partners to solve the problem, but they are not in charge of solving the problem.
For me, I feel that will to want to actually
Ghana,
I've never been a chief before.
We ourselves. So in our recent show where we talked about bad leadership stems from the bottom up.
Yeah.
I think I read an article by somebody in 2019 where he was talking about the people who are in leadership today came from communities. Those communities are headed by chiefs and leaders.
Yes.
They saw greed in those leaders. So it became an acceptable norm. So when that person becomes a leader, it's an acceptable norm. And I think I was discussing this with you like in class recently where we say in projects, you always have to put a percentage on it to sort out people. And it's become an acceptable norm. So once corruption and greed has become part of our culture, it becomes difficult. It doesn't matter whether you choose a prime minister, whether you choose an electoral college, which like we were debating not too long ago. Maybe our one-man, one-vote system is actually one of our problems because so many uneducated people who do not vote on lines of policies are making decisions for us. So when people like that are there, greed. So I think no matter the country you are in, it's institution. Let's make our institutions work. It doesn't matter whether it is the chiefs that lead us today. If institutions are not working, greed will destroy our country.
I think that I agree with you to a large extent, but to drive home my point, I think maybe not chieftaincy, the chieftaincy institution as it is, or as it was. The point is that
as it was, we'll go back into
yes. So the point is, look, you can't run away from who you are and how you tick or how you work.
Okay.
Democracy or modern governance systems are adopted or inherited from the West, right? What is our way of governing? It has been the chieftaincy system.
Have you met that? Like, have you experienced that system before?
I think people like, so if you're from Kumasi or Ashanti region, you feel it, right?
Ones.
No, even
people from Volta.
Where Togbi Afede is
from.
Togbi Afede's side is what?
The Anglo State, Asogli State.
Asogli, you feel it, State. Right? Now, even the chiefs themselves must redefine modern chieftaincy because this time, the more educated you are as a chief, the better you are at governing. So, we need to pick the elements of what chieftaincy is and then incorporate it in our governance. And I've run through those things. One, the sense of communalism, the longevity, the continuity, stuff like that. We need it, right? We need it one way or the other. You can cite Libya as an example when Gaddafi was there. Take all the excesses and all of that out. But the longevity, the sense of feeling that these are my people, I need to fight for their interests. And those are some of the reasons why they had to get him out. The West had to get him out. Conspiracy. But yes, one of the things that have been said as the reason. And then other places where, I feel Rawlings missed it, missed a great opportunity to have had that longevity and not really pushed us on the track where that sets us off. Singapore had longevity with Lee Kuan Yew. So you are at a point in your development where you need that one good person.
But
that sets the tone.
wanted that longevity, and now people didn't agree with him. See, Ghana, we are a problem. I keep saying the day I read that when the year in which Nkrumah built the dam,
one year.
No, it was not very year.
A couple of months after that. So the coup happened in 1966. He built the Tema motorway in 65, the dam in 65, like almost all the huge projects.
And then he was taking off. So, and the funny thing, you didn't have electricity, you've been brought electricity, so you are hungry. Use what they've given you to create value. See, this is exactly
they said the country is not big enough for such a big dam that we just need some small generators.
Look, see, do you agree that chieftaincy is the panacea to our leadership problem, or we should maintain the current status quo?